So I want to talk about the key times during the day that it's really important for you to communicate with whoever your first line supervisor, kind of my military terminology coming out, may be. And so, I think back to when I was working with Greg when he had his carpet cleaning company, and he had, 16 to 18 trucks that we were getting out every morning, and 16 to 18 crews that we had to communicate with throughout the day. And so I'm going to kind of base my initial part on how we like to communicate and what we wanted to hear. And then we can get some additional ideas from you guys based on what's going on within. The first piece of communication that you generally have in the morning is clocking in, guys, clocking in. And what clocking in tells whoever that first line supervisor is that you're ready to work. Clocking in should not tell your first line supervisor that you're going to get your coffee, then you're going to step outside and take a break, and that you're going to make a phone call to make sure the kids are getting to daycare on time. All of that should happen before you clock in for the day. So just think about that. Clocking in communicates that you're ready to work. Okay, and so some have remote clocking in, some have, like the thumbprint machines in the shop. All of that's going to vary, but just know that once you clock in, what you're communicating is that I'm ready to work. Okay, so that's your first kind of official piece of communication at the beginning of the day is clocking in. And the next piece of communication is generally, I'm leaving to go to my first job. Okay, so it needs to be communicated, whether you're leaving from your home because you have the work vehicle with you, or you're leaving the shop and your first line supervisor is located somewhere else. There needs to be communication that I'm leaving to go to Mrs. Smith's. And then there should be communication that I've arrived at Mrs. Smith's. Now, the way that we liked that communication generally for us was either text or an email. I know that a lot of people are using Slack, or your CRMs are doing this for you. So whatever piece of communication technology you're using, that should be communicated. Let them know that you're going to that job and that you've arrived at that job. And then the next time they need to hear from you, if everything goes smoothly, is that you finish that job and you're heading out to the Thomases. Okay, generally that's going to be a text, an email, or whatever method of communication that you use. Okay, and then what's really, really important is when you've finished everything, before you leave the Thomases, that was my last job of the day, that you have verbal or text communication with the office that you're coming back.